அடுத்ததாக நாங்கள் ஒரு கருத்து பகிர்வுக்கு செல்ல போகின்றோம். எங்களோடு விடயங்களை பகிர்ந்து கொள்வதற்காக இலங்கை இந்திய துணை தூதுவர் திரு ஸ்ரீ சாய் முரளி அவர்களை அன்போடு அழைக்கின்றோம் தன்னுடைய கருத்துக்களை எங்களோடு பகிர்ந்து கொள்வதற்காக.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me cordially invite Mr. Shri Sai Murali, Consul General of India, to address the gathering now. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Shri Sai Murali, Consul General of India in Jaffna, Sri Lanka, as the official representative of the Government of India in the Northern Province. He plays an important role in strengthening diplomatic relations and fostering cooperations between India and Sri Lanka. His work focuses on promoting cultural exchange, development initiatives, and people-to-people ties that enhance mutual understanding and regional collaboration. With a strong commitment to public service and diplomacy, Mr. Shri Sai Murali continues to contribute meaningfully to bilateral engagement. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to our distinguished speaker, Mr. Shri Sai Murali.
Honorable Sunil Handunati, Minister of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development, Honorable Ramalingam Chandrasekhar, Minister of Fisheries, Oceanic Aquatic Resources, Honorable Nagalingam Vedanayahan, Governor of the Northern Province, esteemed dignitaries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, young friends. A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to the Jaffna Thiruvalluvar Cultural Center. At the outset, let me thank the Management Club for putting together this wonderful summit, a first of its kind in the Northern Province. Since the inception of this very thought, the germination of this thought to have a Northern Investment Summit for the first time ever, I've seen two individuals, particularly the chair, Mr. Indra Kaushal Rajapaksa, and the co-chair, Ms. Shanti Bhagirathan, working meticulously, putting together all aspects of this, having such a wonderful lineup, and making sure that at a granular level, voices of this region and priorities of this particular part of Sri Lanka are amplified in the right manner. My topic for today, or the theme that I'm given to reflect on, is something called the strength of youth as the economic driver, applications and models. I'd like to think that it is because I appear young that this was given to me, but the fact is that I represent a young nation called India today. As you're all aware, India is the most populous nation on the planet with about 1.5 billion, but more importantly, 65% of Indians today are under the age of 35. This is immense, and to put it in better perspective, every 7th person that you get to meet in this wonderful world happens to be an Indian. Every 5th person that you meet happens to be a young Indian between the age of 15 and 29. The so-called Gen Zs and Gen Alphas of this world. About a 5th of them are from India. Now, when we have such an immense resource, unless it is channeled and marshaled in the right manner, it could quickly move from being an asset to a liability. Now, how are we doing that? You will see that a fundamental truth, which is that innovation and ambition of young populations have transformed nations around the world, which is particularly the case for India. The story of India has a lot to offer for the story of Jaffna and the Northern Province and its future. India's journey over the last 3 decades is in many ways a testament to the power of its demographic dividend. A large youth population is not a guaranteed dividend though. It is a potential that must be converted. And in the last few decades, our conversion strategy has rested primarily on 3 pillars. Firstly, aspiration and entrepreneurship. Indian youth today are more focused on job creation rather than seeking jobs in the job market. From tech parks in Bangalore to startup hubs of Hyderabad and Gurgaon, young Indians are building unicorns, solving local problems but with global applications and driving a culture of risk-taking. To give you a figure once again, 1 in 10 global startups is founded by an Indian. The Satya Nadellas of the world, the Sundar Pichais, the Cecil Sundars, who we'll be seeing today, have their roots in India, but also have a perspective of taking local problems and devising solutions that are universally applicable, coming up with use case scenarios that are universally applicable and adaptable. With the right ecosystem, which is happening since the year 2015, ever since we started something similar to the one-stop shop here, the Digital India and Startup India platforms, we've had access to capital, mentorship, and a policy framework in place that encourages enterprise amongst youth. This can be the primary engine of economic value, and this is scalable to an extent that it has been shared with countries across the world, particularly in Latin America and Africa. The second important pillar is the technological edge. We had recognized early on, back in the 1990s and the 2000s, that in a connected world, proficiency in English language and technology is not merely a luxury, but it is the currency of opportunity. This tech savviness allowed the Indian youth to become integral to the global IT revolution in the 2000s and the AI revolution that is currently underway. Now, as we stand at the dawn of this new artificial intelligence machine learning age, this foundation that was laid a few decades ago is more critical than ever. Our youth are not just using AI tools, they are building them, shaping the algorithms that define and will continue to define the next few decades. From AI-driven agriculture to telemedicine and fintech, the youth of India today are leveraging technology to drive inclusion and efficiency at a massive scale. The third and the most important pillar, in my humble opinion, is the global integration that is happening with local roots. As I had already mentioned, Indian youth today operate with this unique duality. They can collaborate seamlessly with techpreneurs in the Silicon Valley, while deeply understanding the basic needs of a farmer in the state of Punjab or a weaver in Varanasi. This ability to think globally and to act locally, once again, makes them formidable in many ways. Now, what does this experience with the Indian youth tell us about Jaffna and the potential that is hidden out here? The aspiring entrepreneurs, the students from particularly the universities of Jaffna and universities of Vavuniya, when I see them, I see a reflection of that very potential, that legendary history of scholarship and erudition that Jaffna has always been known for. The foundations are strong. The appetite towards mathematics, for instance, physics, chess, are something that we find in common between a city like Chennai and a city like Jaffna. The youth here are inquisitive, they are talented, and poised for greatness. All they require is a platform. Lessons from India's experience, ladies and gentlemen, is again not just a blueprint, but it is a set of principles that could be adapted. The first and foremost is to invest in the foundations, which is, as in the case of India, to double down on English language skills and digital literacy. In an increasingly AI-driven world, the ability to command language and command code are two most powerful assets. They will most likely be your passport to a global marketplace. Secondly, to create entrepreneurial ecosystems. Jaffna indeed needs its own innovation hubs. I see islands of excellence in the form of YARL IT Hub existing in Jaffna and thriving. And these are spaces where ideas could be nurtured, where mentorship could also be secured, where investors and venture capitalists can find brilliant ideas here in this part of Sri Lanka. The third is to embrace technology as an equalizer, which is certainly valid for India, but equally valid for Sri Lanka. AI can allow a young professional in Jaffna to provide legal research for a firm in Colombo, architectural design for a project perhaps in Singapore, or data analytics for a company out in Europe. Remote work and digital economy dissolve geographical barriers, as is evident every day. Jaffna's youth, once again, can be global professionals sitting right here. Finally, the most important aspect is to forge synergies, which is also probably the most exciting part. The proximity, the cultural affinity, and existing links between Tamil Nadu, which is the southern part of India, and one of the most well-performing states in the Indian nation today, and northern part of Sri Lanka, are indeed a powerful asset. Imagine collaborations between tech incubators in Chennai and in Jaffna, student exchange programs which are already underway through the Government of India's support for education-related cooperation, joint ventures in renewable energy, aquaculture, fisheries. India's growth story can once again be a source of partnership, of investment, and of shared learning for the youth of Jaffna. Let me leave you with the thought that the future belongs to the young people of the world today. The youth shall inherit the earth. Jaffna and the northern province should therefore transform through the initiatives like the Northern Investment Summit from being a net recipient of technology to becoming a reservoir of technology to eventually, perhaps a decade down the line, becoming net exporters of technology. And the government and the people of India stand firmly in solidarity, in support, and as enablers and catalysts of this evolution. Thank you. I wish the Northern Investment Summit great success.
Thank you very much, sir, for those enlightening words and also sharing your true passion